Yes, everybody. It's a Thursday night. So let's call this one the pre-game for Drunken Chat. How about that? Y'all want to come pre-game with me? While I'm over here breaking stuff. Yeah, I'm breaking microphone stands and don't want to stay in. I got a dog up in my face. It's a wonderful time. Dog, get lost. Get lost. Yeah. What's good, everybody? Thank you for joining. This is the Raw Report. And here at the Raw Report, we do have some fire music. And that fire music is brought to you by a little crew called White Bat Audio. And I'm having some serious problems with this mic stand tonight. Time for a new one. There we go. It's indefinitely. That's what she said. Alright, so it looks like the mic's not going to fall over anymore. So what up, everybody? Thanks for everybody joining in the live chat. Good to see you all here. And, of course, White Bat Audio is in here. And Newbie in the live chat. Good to see you, Manny, Comic Collector, Lord Chucky Z, Repair Tech Tony. All you guys. You guys came to see what I got for pickups? That's some wild stuff. So thank you for joining. So, yeah, let's kick it up a notch. So we're here celebrating the fact that you guys have got me over 875 subscribers. It is absolutely incredible of you guys for doing that. So that's a big thank you. And then, of course, y'all know about this little thing I got going on over here called the Ultra Box giveaway. Yeah, so we're working on that one. In Ultra, we trust. Oh, Newbie. Good to see you, man. All right, so this is a one-man operation over here on this channel. I am looking for some interns, though, so if you know anybody who wants to do some free work for me, get at your boy via DMs. Don't forget to give my boy Eric Hurd a follow, and that's Mr. Hurd as Eric on IG. Tell your mailman, your milkman, your grandma. That's right, Newbie. See, Newbie got the support, man, and I appreciate that. I really, really do. Just the same way I try to appreciate and support all of you guys for the same. So Geek Driven up in the house, man. You tagged me in some books today, but don't worry, we're gonna take a look at some things. But don't forget, guys, I got this code right here, Ultra. Save yourself 10% off of the comic book Barricade, the best collection organizing utility, and just preventing your near mints from becoming very fines. You know what I mean? Because that one time it falls over in the box is no good for anybody, especially if you're trying to get that stuff graded. So yeah, don't forget to also check out Wanna Comics. They've got a giveaway that I've given away too. And then, of course, Masters of the Universe Revelation was another one of their most recent releases. And I think Geek Driven in the live chat was one of the people who won one of the autographed Dave Wilkins books. So congratulations to you. And again, the Fire Tunes are brought to you by White Bat Audio. You can give them a follow over here on YouTube as well as other places. They're on Spotify. They're everywhere. All right, animals. Daddy's on live in the studio, so y'all need to chill. I got two cats and a dog in here, all sweating each other, and it's crazy. Now, again, I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet, so I don't have a super chat active, but we're almost there. But if you feel the need, not required again, but if you feel the need to donate to my journalism integrity and all of those other things, hit me at paypal.me/UltraMaximus, and again, not required by any means, but it is mostly appreciated. Of course, you can follow me on these other places. IG is UltraMaximus, UltraMaximus X on Twitter. So, all right, I think I got all that stuff out of the way, right? We got all that stuff out the way. All right, let's kick it. So, first off, let's kick it to this level and say what's up to everybody. How's everybody going? Cover Lover Comics in the house. Everybody in the house. We got a lot of people in the house. So. Cleaned up the undercarriage and the upper carriage today, so yeah, things looking good, everybody. You guys ready to see some books? Because it's been a while since I've done a pickup. Apparently 6/22 was my last Raw Report, so 3 weeks worth of Raw Report books. Oof, what have we got in here? I don't know, but don't forget to smash that like button. Share the video. Don't forget to leave me a comment if you're watching this thing on the rewind. And if you are not subscribed, well, then you're not going to win the Ultra Box contest. So, yeah. So again, this wonderful logo right here, done by my buddy Eric S. Hurd. He's over there in the live chat, dropping thumbs up. Everybody make sure that you do give him a follow at Hurd S. Eric on IG. And of course, logo work, that's what he do. And my dude, we'll be talking soon. I know I've been trying to make time to talk to a lot of people, man. I got a lot of stuff working in the background, but you guys know you came to see the Raw Report. And the Raw Report is this little thing I do here on my channel, which is basically just kind of talking about my pickups and some maybe some spec inside that. So let's talk about the new pickups that we got. The new pickups we're going to start with is actually a pretty big stack. So yeah, you know, it's been that long, but I've been dropping other videos on this channel a lot more since last month, man, you know, since my departure last month. But, you know, I get hater views over here, which is a new thing for me. And then, of course, I get people who think that they're slick, you know, signing up for new YouTube names and joining in my live chat to harass me. I mean, it'd be one thing if you were banned from somebody's live chat with your professional name, and you join their live chat in a real name and you act like a decent human being and don't warrant them to delete you. But, you know, we don't live in that world. So you guys are seeing a lot more me. Well, you know, it's reading is knowledge, and cover lovers. See, you guys know me already. I don't even have to explain myself. So this is cool. And I appreciate all the love you guys do show. So let's switch the screen one more time. So stacks of books. So let me slide over here. Stacks of books. Everybody likes stacks of books, right? So let's start off with what I think is let's sort these all. I think I did. I believe I did. Make YouTube great, ban at the MAC address. Well, then you know, it's then I wouldn't be able to chat in some people's YouTube comments because they got me banned from my UltraMaximus account. But it's okay. You know, we're not going to talk about banning people and stuff like that because the audits are funny. So first off, my first stack of pickups is going to be, we're going to start off with my DC picks. So in my DC pickups, I regularly pick these up because it's supposed to be the Middleton cover, but you know what? They ended up not having the Middleton cover for Wonder Woman 775, and I'm like, oh, well, I'll have to get it anyway. So that one became a book that I ended up having to take home. Whether, you know, I wasn't going to have the gap in the collection, and it's kind of like what 750 did, because 750, they had a whole bunch of them too. Smacking the mic. Now, a lot of people might have missed this one, and I talked about this one on the presser last night, and if you guys missed this, then, well, for you Rose Besh fans, Rose Besh did this variant cover for Future State. This is Future State Gotham number 3, and, yeah, so spoiler and Nightwing, right? So there she is, got her mask on. Alright, so there is a little bit of love for Red X still, and it appears we have the first appearance of another Red X in this book. So if you guys didn't know about this, this is another Red X appearance. So the Red X is a mantle, and it appears that it's already been passed down multiple times to multiple people, which is pretty cool. And going back and forth in the Suicide Squad and Teen Titans Academy, that was the Teen Titans Mojo Quid. That is the Teen Titans Academy 2021 yearbook. Had 2 covers. So again, if you're tracking all the Red X appearances, you know, there he is, you know, signing the yearbook in Red X, right? It's pretty funny. But then also Suicide Squad number 4, and I had to wait until I dropped into a store just to see, you know, a variant cover on the shelf, because they didn't have any on the shelf in my LCS. I was kind of disappointed about that, but it happens. Now, it's a shame the story sucks. Well, you know, but Nightwing variants, spoiler variants, right? You guys ready for this? Dynamite Entertainment, The Boys number 1. So here we go again. Now, did you guys catch this? So this was a secret drop that they did this reprint. I don't even think I had this listed in the Dynamite releases because it was so, you know, just kind of like out there. So if Red X turns out to be Kindred, that'd be funny. So the Boys #1 in an all black cover, but this is the brand new one that was actually just released last week. So check your LCSs. Your LCS may have some of this Boys #1 reprint, and with season 3 coming up, might be some good picks, right? So I hear this is popular just a little bit, right? Stray dogs, got them stray dogs #1, and it's the 3rd print. So 4th print's already out, 5th print's coming, and then that's going to be the final print. Like they're saying final print. We'll see. Now, for those of you who like Frank Cho and like Frank Cho's art, Frank Cho doing his thing in here. This is a mini series. Mini series. Hang on. I must sip the water. Oh, Geek Driven getting covers for getting 1 in 25 covers for cover, huh? This right here is, again, Fight Girls by Frank Cho. The interior of this book is just as amazing as the exterior cover, and it's a very interesting story. So interesting that I made sure that I obtained the variant cover by Mike Deodato Jr. for this one as real. So what we got here? Fight Girls, Team 7, got to go with the patch. Oh, there we go. So another indie pickup for me. And shout out to Sith Lordly from the Spine Ticks, because he's on this one too. So this is again a mental thriller, and if you're into the mental thriller kind of stuff, that's definitely the book that you're after. Now, there is a old Amazon Prime video. It's not terrible, but from what I'm understanding, it's not really close to the adaptation that we deserve. And here is Captain Harlock, #1 from Ablaze. So, with this being an Ablaze mini-series, we now have the opportunity to tell a good story. Possibly, right? You know, good stuff, right? Come on, tell us a good story. That's all we want, right? Okay, so got a few more indies. Oh, and there's actually the first one, Marvel Stack. Not trying to give away not trying to give away the farm yet, but do you guys know why this thing saw spikes and all sorts of craziness? So this is G.I. Joe Real American Hero number 282. Now, I should have probably gone last on this one, on the indies, and transferred over to the mail call, but I'll show you one of the mail calls, right? So here is G.I. Joe number 283 from the mail call section of this production this evening. So these are both by John Royal. And this Snake Eyes versus Storm Shadow by Royal variant is a book that came out, I think, a week or 2 weeks after the first printing came out. So it caused a delay in shipment, causing a panic because everybody's like, oh my God, I didn't get the variant. Where's the variant? Some people were like, I got my variant. And apparently some people actually did get theirs, but a lot of people did not. And then closing out the 4-issue miniseries for ENIAC is ENIAC number 4. So I'm gonna throw that one in the read pile and see if I can get it read, and without destroying it, of course, from its 9.9 condition, because it's basically all those deluxe editions, man. They're fire, right? So I really wanted the She Spawn cover, the Lady Spawn, but I found the Redeemer cover. So I took the Redeemer cover, and apparently, shout out to Manny the Comic Collector. Manny the Comic Collector said last week, or last night, I'm sorry, that Todd McFarlane is going to be touching up the interiors in Spawn Universe. So there's already like 1 million copies, right? So those are cool, and I think going to be some more exploring of the Spawn universe stuff. Shout out to Doc Joe from the collectibles and a bunch of other places. He's somebody who always has been a huge Spawn fan, and he's somebody that I hope does get his complete Spawn run. And then of course, because why not? Lady in the red dress, there she is, and both variants of her from issue number 10, and no Sasquatch. So there was no Sasquatch covers left. You savages had absorbed all those before I could get to any of them at the store. So it's fine. It's one of those things. But the chat's typing skills fail when you show books. Oh, man. Okay. So that's the indies. Now we're on to the Marvel. Indies in DC are done. And then this is 3 weeks worth of Marvel. So this is definitely a lot of books. But I've noticed something in the last couple of weeks. I've definitely been hitting the back issue bins a little bit more. I got a few back issue books here as well. And yeah, we're gonna share what those are. But these aren't terrible. But some of these books should have been the higher ratios, and the reason why I'm buying these is because I'm buying them for the artwork. Now this of course will look amazing in a slab. This is Extreme Carnage #1 Alpha. This is the Lanil U cover, and this is the one that is a wraparound variant. So I find myself going, oh, there's a wraparound variant, even though it's like maybe the A cover or maybe the B cover. That's going to be the one I'm going for, just because quality. Now this is the one I got lucky on. I went to 2 different stores. I got there early at both of them, and managed to nab 2 Jenny Frisians. Of course, you might have seen me brag about that on IG a little bit because I was so giddy the day I did it. I was like, oh my god, I did it! 2 of them! And then, of course, say what you want about Deadpool and Rob Liefeld, but Wolverine Deadpool by Rob Liefeld works for me. Good pickup. Good pickup. All right, so shout out to Sith Lordly on this one because, of course, a little bit of talk about this. So he was talking about Hellions #6 and the squad that's in that book from Arico, and the Ten of Swords tournament now makes their reappearance in Hellions #13. Pretty cool cover, right? With a lot of the Hellions facing themselves on. Basically, there's a cover that has Psylocke versus Psylocke, but it's now this version of Psylocke is Quantum, and then there's an Excalibur cover that has Betsy versus Quantum. So if you guys are following the Betsy versus Quantum drama on who is Psylocke and who is Captain Britain, you probably have watched the Spec Matrix I did on Drunken Chat that I will maybe translate to another episode here on my own channel. But this is the reason why there's 2 of them on this, because we have Quanon and then we have Betsy. See, what should have been done at this point is the Betsy that is at the bottom over here as Captain Britain, the one, that thing, that one. She should have been the big one on one side, and then the other one should have been the Ninja Psylocke that's up in the top right-hand corner, because of how everything went down. So there are 2 different girls now. One, again, is the original Asian body. She now has her original Asian body back, and she's just no longer occupied by Betsy and stuff like that. But they share memories. It's a really weird scenario, but the drama that's there between the 2 of them is pretty cool. It makes for good storytelling, right? Okay. So we also have a lot of X books, but as far as buying doubles, there's some books you buy doubles of, especially when you can find the really, really nice ones. I know it's not the first print, but you know what? This is probably the only way I'm ever going to be able to afford Werewolf by Night, number 32, and buying it for $4 versus what you would have to buy any copy of that for at this point. Moon Knight's going to be pretty cool, I think, and I'm looking forward to Moon Knight, so I hope you guys are too. 20 minutes in. Let's see here. Do I got this organized is the question. That's the question. Hell no, I don't. But we're going to roll with it because Way of X. Oh, actually, nope, just kidding. X-Men #1, the Pepe Larraz A cover. A cover, man. So that's good stuff there. Planet-sized X-Men, of course, with Storm and the Oliver Coipel 1 in 50 incentive variant. Thank you guys for not buying that at my LCS and letting me beat them up on price this past week. I love the negotiation factor. Hey, this hasn't sold. You want to sell it to me? And then another Storm variant. This one right here is Children of the Atom #5. And that is the variant cover, which is now open order. They started off as incentives, but they stopped being incentive variants. And then keeping up with the theme of, oh look, and yet another Storm cover is Sword #6, which is the Daughterman connecting variant for the X of Swords, or I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm getting my crossovers confused. That would be the Hellfire Gala. And then, of course, the Sword 1 in 50 incentive with Betsy Braddock and her Captain Britain. Hellfire Gala setup. And then I got a couple of more books here. Some of them are the same book, some of them are variants of the same book. But here's a reason why I'm catching this one. So, you guys know that there is a Wolverine and Deadpool book out there, right? That everybody's like, oh, it's so awesome, Wolverine #88. Well, it's awesome because it's Deadpool and Wolverine on the cover. Well, did you guys know about the A cover for Wolverine what is this, 13 or 14? Yeah, it's 13. Wolverine 13's A cover, and this is the tie-in from the Hellfire Gala. That has Wolverine and Deadpool on the cover of it, and has Deadpool trying to sneak into the Hellfire Gala, which is hilarious if you think about it. And then, let's see. Right now, space. These books are stacked. I need to adjust the stack. Hang on a second. Excuse me while we make technical difficulty adjustments. All right, so even if you're not collecting the whole set of connecting variants for this run, I am amazed that people are not talking about this book a little bit more. And there's a reason why I buy 2 copies of some of these books. This is definitely one of them, is because the all-new Wolverine cover by Daughterman for Wolverine 13, the connecting variant, shows the new Wolverine. Comics Talk Weekly in the house. Good to see you, sir. So Laura is Wolverine and so is Logan. There's 2 Wolverines, which is pretty awesome. But this dress that they have Laura in for this is amazing, and Daughterman knocked it out the park. And that's the reason why I obtained 2. So we'll see how maybe it looks in a slab. Maybe if we're fortunate enough to get to a convention and hand over some of these books. And then the talk of a lot of people who didn't see it coming until they read the book. Of course, X Factor #10, and it had a couple of incentive variants. One of them is, of course, the Dawkin with the pink background, and then, of course, there is this X Factor Daughterman Hellfire Gala tie-in, and this, of course, is the book that has gone back for a second printing. So we'll see how that second printing treats things. And then you guys know I do have a little bit of a Kryptonite issue where I chase Kryptonite wherever I see it. So hello, Red Kryptonite, give me strength. And here is Jean Grey in the X Factor suit from the 80s. Just perfect nostalgia. Yeah, it's an action figure variant, but it's X-Men Legends #4. And the X-Men Legends has proven to be a really, really cool book just because it's, it takes place, I guess, in between a whole bunch of stories that have already been told, which some people, didn't quite understand how it's a throwback. Yeah, Cyclops looks just weird. Did you guys, Mojo, did you see everybody else? Mr. Sinister? Did you see Exodus? So, Cyclops, to be honest, you think Cyclops looks weird now. The way the future fashion's rolling, and I dabble in Oakleys and stuff like that, in sunglasses, and I thought I had to say, yeah. So like you know, I also mess with sunglasses and lenses and things like that. So gold lenses and shit. If you look at some of the Oakleys that are out there, there's actually a set of Oakleys that looks exactly like the sets Cyclops has. Kid you not. Full red iridium lens, and it covers the whole eye and the bridge of the nose like that. So for all you cosplayers out there, there you go. If you wanted to pull off the Hellfire Gala Cyclops, it's probably going to be an easy pull. But how many of you guys think Cyclops should grow a beard? I think Cyclops should grow a beard. Let me know what you think. Ronald Smith, thanks for joining. And then, not my usual pickup, because this is basically a placeholder until I get my action figure variant. But of course, my store orders so lightly on those action figure variants that it came damaged. So I'm waiting on my Bosk, which thankfully I have the JTC exclusive Bosk, so I'm not really sweating it too bad. The War of the Bounty Hunters #2, and thank God it doesn't have the Hunt for Han Solo Begins. You know what I mean? So yeah, so this right here with that green background was just something that popped out at me, especially with the Boba Fett, you know, matching the green. And it's a close, you know, it's a close-up shot, so it's a little bit different than, you know, your negative space where nothing is used and it's just a drawing of a person on it. And this is in my read pile, and I'm looking forward to reading it, but I haven't had an opportunity to do so yet. But Way of X #4, I'm a very, very big fan of Legion because, of course, as you guys know, I'm old. So I read the Legion Quest stuff, and that's kind of like where I jumped off of X-Men, is after Legion Quest happened. I was like, oh, they're killing off everybody. And then, you know, I stuck through, you know, the first couple of issues of the Age of Apocalypse, and then I didn't jump back in. I think I quit like shortly thereafter. Because it was just at that point where, you know, I had to, you know, get a license and a car and stuff like that. But yeah, 110 subs until I find a flatbed to send out the giveaway. Comics Talk Weekly is not lying there. That's going to be an interesting one. And of course, don't have it. I like how the chat is right, stops right at the slab shelf. That's amazing. Amazingly impressive. Okay, so we've got a few more books now because that's the last of the new pickups. But we do have some back issues. So let me see here real quick. I think I got something going on. So those are the new pickups, right? Let's see here. What else we got? And nope, I don't have a back issue, so we're gonna count that one as that. So, all right, we're back. All right, so there's some cool stuff in here. Now, let's see. I want to sort this a little bit. Play with your emotions a little bit. So I'm kind of mad because, of course, I didn't pick up the Kang books that when I saw them, and of course that Avengers #2 with the multiple Kangs is a book that I would love to have, and I don't have any copies of. But I do have another book in that run, and that is that Avengers #7 with the infamous Iron Man. So this is an Alex Ross. It's an Alex Ross Infamous Doom. Nobody knew about this one, I don't think. Because I mean, I knew about it myself, but it wasn't like one of those that I constantly go out of my way to pick up. But that may change here now in the future. And then whilst bin diving and regrettably not picking up the Zemo book or the Kang books, I did see something that piqued my interest, which was a 1 in 50 Avengers incentive cover for Avengers Undercover by Mark Brooks with Baron Zemo. And this was 50 cents over cover. 1 in 50 for 50 cents over cover. So that's, like, you guys know I don't really like bragging about what I buy books for, and I know there's a lot of guys on YouTube who say, I got this for $1, and they're just doing that because they live with a significant other who will literally stab them. But my wife knows that I spend money on comic books, and she's cool with it. So, but we don't need to be telling people what we spend sometimes. All right. Now, a low key, not a Loki, a low, as in lower, and key, as in, you know, key book, spec play of mine that I think y'all should know about is Dead Girl. So Dead Girl is right here in X-Force number 125, and then on this wicked cover for X-Force number 126. Just a cool X character. You should check out some of her appearances. Of course, you can check out the wiki and track those down. And then getting closer, because as you guys know, I got hosed on these. I originally ordered them. I'm like, put me down for all of this variant, and they were like, you are down for all of this variant. And then they basically got shorted like on the whole stack, and then when they started coming in, they were canned. You know, they were absolutely shit hammered. So I didn't pick it up, and then I went to another store and I did find this one in the back issue bins. I was really happy about it, of course, because it's an X-Men book, and of course that is your Emma Frost, Jen Bartel for X-Men number 19 of the previous volume that is now ended. Now, speaking of X-Men and a variant cover, I love finding wonderful grade condition copies. Like, if I could tell you guys like how happy I was, because it looked worse in the bag. Like, you ever have one of those situations where the bag has a line on it, you're like, oh crap, the book's got a spine break on it, but it's so cheap, I'm gonna take it anyway. Well, this is that situation, and then when I pulled it out of the bag, I was like, oh, that was on the bag. And you like rejoice, you're like, oh yeah, no spine break, no spine ticks, except for my fellow spine tick friends. But this again is your Uncanny X-Men 505 Madeline Pryor incentive by Greg Land. So Black Queen, as they call her, with all the zombified people there. So interesting variant cover. Always been one that I've kind of overlooked because it's always usually beat to absolute shit, and you know, I can't bring myself to pick it up. So it's funny that I have these gold sunglasses here, because the next one, solid gold, everybody, solid gold. You know what the solid gold is? Solid gold is when you watch the Spec Matrix on Drunken Chat, and you know, if you know, you know. So this right here, of course, is the Uncanny X-Men 248 Jim Lee second print variant, and it's a funny book because it's actually trimmed really small. Like when they went back to print for these second prints, it's like they printed them extra small just to kind of like save on paper. And yeah, second print, and when you find these second prints, man, absolutely. And if you haven't watched that Spec Matrix on Drunken Chat, don't worry. I'm working on a super special for my own channel, because you guys know I like to do those kinds of things. But if you thought those were the second prints were cool, wait till you see this next stack of books I got. So these 4 books were in the same spot in the back issue bin, and I'm rejoicing because I never see these things in good enough condition to pick up. So I'm always like, how good are these? And these were nice. So these were also, so Joe's, you know, you got the first print, which is great. You know, the pink cover is still iconic. It's Jim Lee's first work on the Uncanny X-Men title, and it's still kind of like a notable thing, because Jim Lee was on the book for a while with Mark, you know, Silvestri and Will Sprotasio filling in here and there with a couple other guest artists. But we got some more stuff, don't worry. And you're going to like some of this. But this right here, and let's see, do I have them in order? Yes. So, as you guys know, I actually, if you don't know, I had a sale on Whatnot where I started blowing out some of my collection, and some of the stuff I was blowing out from the collection was the Adam Hughes covers from Catwoman. Well, when you have some covers go out and you have others come in, well, this is the classic X-Men run of Adam Hughes covers. So this right here is classic X-Men number 75. So this is the Welcome to the X-Men Rogue, Hope You Survive the Experience cover redone by Adam Hughes fantastically. the X-Men Classic number 76, also done by Adam Hughes. And I believe this is the first appearance of Mariko. Reprinted, of course. And that's what I like about the classic X-Men stuff. They're reprints of the original Uncanny X-Men books from classic or from Giant Size X-Men after. So it's the prime run of books, and there's some cherry stories in there if you know what you're looking for. And then once again, this book right here, if you guys are diving for this book and your back issue bins, 77 is a hard 9.8. And it's because it is a very, very tough black cover. So I wish you all luck on finding this one. But look at this Adam Hughes Rogue cover. So we're in the season where Rogue's getting a lot of love again. And the team of X-Men that they have, right? A female Wolverine. You know, what if they've moved on from Hugh Jackman? And what if Hugh Jackman shows up, you know, as Old Man Logan, and Laura is the Wolverine that we get? So who knows what's going to happen as far as once they actually make their MCU debut. But let's forget about that. The comic books are fantastic right now. They're a great read, and you have your own X-Men universe that you can participate in by reading those books. So, but this right here, again, I'll show it to you one more time. Adam Hughes, Rogue, and Wolverine. X-Men Classic 77. And then the final pickup from the back issue bin diving, and we're going to get into the mail call section, is this Classic X-Men number 78. And this one is the Madeline Pryor issue with Cyclops. So, and it says, Memories Never Died. Of course, it's got the Adam Hughes Phoenix in the background, thinking about Jean Grey, but holding on to Madeline Pryor. You know, so this is, these are very, very huge goals for me. So what also is cool is that those things were priced back in 2020. Like they're, you know, when you're in a good store and they try to keep track of their inventory, well, sometimes their pricing stickers will tell you the date that their price gun was used, and these were April of 2020. So during COVID, these guys were buying collections and pricing books. And they were all relatively nicely priced. So I love being able to find those, and especially find them in high grade. And then let's see here. I need to switch it up because we're into, like I said, the final portion of this, and it is not any more new pickups. So those are all the new pickups. But let's get into the mail call. And during the mail call, we've got a lot of goodies coming from a lot of different places. So. Yo, man, Prince Zodiac, thank you for joining. Catch up on the replay, man. I know I'm babbling an awful long time. It's been 40 minutes on what should have been probably a 25-minute video. But one CGC slab and a couple of more books, and we are done. So thank you all for sticking with me through the end here. But let's get over to it. So full screen with the chat again. All right, so one of them I already kind of spoiled. This was the G.I. Joe 283, John Royal Zarana cover. So that's, again, Zartan's sister, and that is her cover by John Royal. Let's see how I want to do this. Okay. Well, these three, unfortunately, are probably going to have to go back, which really saddens me because I really am kind of like, man, they were advertised as near mint, and they're not as near mint as I'd like them to be. But these House of X Pacellis, so these are the flower variants. I'm trying to finish the set of flower variants from this one. The hardest one to get, of course, is number 2 with Storm, just because it's the first appearance of Moira X. And otherwise, these were the B cover. So the B cover themselves would be probably a good spot. Looking for them at Baltimore Comic Con, but it's pretty cool. It's just these are one of the collecting goals that I have for the House of X collection. But diving in the world of gold, so not quite, but this is the primer, and I want to give a shout out to Geek Driven because he shared this one on IG not too long ago for Top Variant Thursday. I hadn't got an opportunity to share this one yet because I hadn't shown it in the video yet. And just like him picking Cable when we were asked, who's our favorite X-person, from the X-Men lore. And we share a lot of parallel thinking. And, of course, we found out that we went to some of the same signings back in the 90s for Barry Windsor Smith. So, and again, this is a true comic fandom and stuff like that, man. Yeah, see what I'm talking about? See, he's laughing about it. All right. But you know what? It's time. That 1 in 100 is fire. So there's people out there that, oh, you didn't steal my thunder, man. I ain't sweating it. Please, look, man, you do your own thing, man. Like I said, we parallel think. There's a lot of parallel thinking. So let's get back into the gold, everybody. So solid gold. Y'all like that solid gold? Did y'all know about this solid gold right here? So this is Strife's Strike File, available in a second print gold variant. So if you watched that edition of Drunken Chat where I showed these off, yeah, man, Springfield Mall. That's right. That's Springfield, Virginia. So Strife's Strike File. This is like the book, which one is it? X Factor 71. So X Factor 71 has a gold second print cover. Strife's Strike File had a gold second print cover. These two were put out around the same time. Both of them have what appears to be a newsstand barcode. Neither one were available in a newsstand area whatsoever. So don't think that you're discovering it, because again, they all look like that. Every one of them. Okay, but this is one of the gold X-Men covers that I was trying to put on lock. You know what I mean? And so in order to pad the order, I ordered a couple extra copies of it. So we'll see. One might wind up somewhere. You never know. And then one of my own spoils was me sharing an IG post. But here's a book that I pick up every time I find it, just because it's a Jim Lee wraparound cover. And solid gold, everybody. Solid gold. I love gold. So that Uncanny X-Men 275 second print. It's one of those second prints that they didn't. No, they aren't cardstock, unfortunately. They're not any better than the regular ones. But Uncanny X-Men 275 second print, and then the one that I did spoil on my IG, and the one that I got in the CGC 9.8. And there's not a huge amount of these in the census, but this is X-Force #1 second print with the gold wraparound cover. So this gold wraparound here is, just one of those placeholders in the collection, because of course you guys know I got an Australian price variant newsstand of X-Force #1 and a 9.0, and I think it's like the second lowest graded. So I'm not really sweating it in like a super high grade. I don't need it in a 9.8 because the availability of having an Australian newsstand in America in the first place is nuts. But this right here, this is nostalgia for me. So for you guys knowing some of my previous pickup videos, you've seen me pick up raw copies of this book. I've tried to get a 9.8 candidate with white pages. Now, you can probably look on eBay and you can probably find an off-white to white page 9.8 for a good price. But I am noticing the uptick in these things, and I decided to not hesitate any longer. I had one in my cart at a comic shop for a long time, and I was just like, okay, finally I gotta buy this stuff. And unfortunately they're the ones who had the not near mint copies that were supposedly near mint. So if I can't press them, I'm going to send them back, which really sucks. But it is what it is, everybody. But that is my final book. So what that means is I need to borrow a moment of your time to talk about your Lord and Savior Ultra. Those are my preferred pronouns. Just kidding. Thank you again, everybody, for tuning into this Raw Report. This little presentation, again, is brought to you in part by me, Ultra Maximus. I do this thing right out of my lab. And, right next to Quantico. The Raw Report is this little report I do here on my own channel. So thank you again very much to all of you who do subscribe. And don't forget to tune in to the Wednesday Night Comic Book Presser, which is the Wednesday night review show that I do here on this channel as well now. And then the Secret Variant, which is my FOC review. And the Wednesday Night Comic Book Presser is obviously on Wednesday nights. I think that was a given. I don't know why I had that redundant slide there. And then don't forget, I got a couple of good videos on set collecting. One of them is called... Come on, special effects. There it is. The second printing legacy homage variants. Make sure you check out that video. And if you guys aren't familiar with what these books are, check out the video and it'll give you a really big chance of finding some of these books in some back issue bins. And if you check, you can see some of these books do sell for good money now. A lot of them were cover price at one point. But there's, again, 36 additional printings of the homage cover art without the lenticular effects, and those are the ones you'll be on the hunt for. But don't forget, I also did a breakdown of all of the hip-hop variants, and I like to call this one the hip-hop variant platinum list. Don't forget to share the hell out of these videos. Thank you, Azores Tigers. Bro, Spine Ticks in the house, Geek Driven from Spine Ticks as well, Eric S. Hurd, Joe's Dueling. All of you guys, Comics Talk Weekly, I appreciate you guys and all the support. And then, again, don't forget to follow Herd S. Eric on IG for that logo work. And then tune in to Drunken Chat tomorrow night, everybody. That's where I'll be sharing the stage with Lucas and Mel and everybody else. And we'll see who else we got joining us. I haven't decided on what I'm going to share with you guys for a Spec Matrix yet, but we'll see what the next 24 hours brings, because when that stuff gets crazy, you know, I like to think about it. Yeah, ring that bell for them notifications for sure. Thank you, Phil. And don't forget to follow Comics Talk Weekly, and you can also follow Comic Crusaders, and then, of course, follow them Spine Ticks and smash that notifications bell, too. These guys are so close to 1,000 as well, but I know they're not after monetization stuff, but still, let's get them over there. And again, shout out to the Team Nerd Herd guys for participation in a couple of their recent podcasts. Thank you for watching the Raw Report. See you guys next time. Right? Next time? Yeah, I'll see you next time. Solid gold, baby. Solid gold.